everybody, and welcome to Simplified Bookkeeping. I'm here today with another video, and today's topic is going to be how to make a smart decision on which accounting software that you pick for your business. So what are the things that you should be looking at when you pick accounting software? Because this kind of is a big decision. So you might already have something in place for your accounting software, or you might not, and you know it's something that you need to do. And so accounting software is kind of a big decision because you spend quite a bit of time using the accounting software, and if you really don't like it, or you don't know how to use it, or you feel like it's taking more time than you really want it to, it can kind of be a labor intensive process to move to a different platform. So in my bookkeeping business, I do a lot of that. I do a lot of cleanups, and I do a lot of conversions from one platform to the other platform. And so that's why I wanted to do this video for you guys today, to let you know what 3 things you want to look for. And then I also want to tell you about the 2 software platforms that I support in my business and the reason why I do that. So let's dive in. So the first thing that you want to look for when you're determining what accounting software that you use is that it has to be easy to use, right? It has to be straightforward, and you really don't want to have to get an online user manual or something like that in order to figure out. So I will say that accounting software, it is a little bit easier to use if you know the terms and the lingo behind everything. So here's an example. When you go into your accounting software, a lot of those platforms are going to have income or sales, and they're going to have expenses and bills. So for example, let's talk about expenses and bills. So there's a difference between an expense and a bill. And so if you enter a bill, if you go into your accounting software and say, I'm entering a bill, then that means that you are actually, my phone's ringing. When you enter a bill, you basically have, what you're saying is that you have an expense that is going to be paid at a later time. So this is for something that you might get in your email or something mailed to you, and it says, it's June the 15th, and this bill is due July the 1st, or this bill is due on July 15th. So in your accounting software, you're going to enter that as a bill. Now, there are a lot of things that you pay for at the time that it is expensed. Let me go back. An expense is something that you immediately pay for. So like you're at a restaurant and you immediately pay for that, right? You're paying for your food. Or you use Zoom for video conferencing. And so every month on a certain day, they just charge your card and it's an expense to your business. So that's a little bit different. So bills are things that you receive an invoice for and you pay at a later date, whereas expenses are things that you pay for immediately. There's no lag time in between those 2 things. So that's what... that's that example. So anyway, back to easy to use. You want to have an accounting platform that's very simple for you to pick up and very easy to use, because as you know, in any part of your business, you can find yourself going for hours down these different rabbit holes and different things trying to figure something out. And you really don't want that with your accounting software. The second thing that you want to look for in accounting software is that it's affordable. And so you have probably seen some accounting softwares, and 2 in particular we're going to talk a little bit more about is a platform called Zoho Books and also QuickBooks Online. And so both of these platforms are kind of similar in the way that they charge, and there's other ones out there like Xero, there's FreshBooks, there's other platforms that you can pick from. But what I want to urge you to think through is a lot of these software platforms, it's not just the software cost itself, but it's also going to be the cost of any integrations that you have. So for example, if you have a Shopify store or if you have a Etsy store, then there are a lot of integrations that are available with these different accounting platforms. However, those integrations may or may not be free, and so you have to look at kind of the whole picture. So what I would say is, as you're evaluating your accounting software, it's important for you to also think about what other parts of your business do you want talking to your accounting software, and we'll talk about that a little bit more. The third item kind of goes right into that last couple statements that I made. The third thing you want to look at is how well the software integrates with other platforms. So today, I will say, as a 21st century business owner, in particular for me as a bookkeeper, I am very interested in being able to use technology that talks to one another. I don't just want to have accounting software, but I want to have accounting software that can speak to other things going on in my business, because that really helps me to automate everything that I'm doing, or as much as possible that I can, and also really help me to be the most efficient that I can, so that when I get to the point of having other staff members, all of that back end is already set up. So one thing you want to think about is this. As you're evaluating your accounting software, I want you to also think about the other systems in your business. So for example, do you have a platform that you sell on? Do you have a website? Do you have a CRM? A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. That is a system that allows you to capture leads for your business. It allows you to then make appointments and basically try to convert those leads to customers. Do you have anything that you're using to manage your social media and your marketing efforts? Do you have anything that manages your customer service? So all these parts of your business exist, right? So as you're looking at your accounting software, you want to think about these other parts of the business. So now let me talk to you about the two accounting softwares that I have decided to support in my bookkeeping business. And I want you to know the reasons that I've selected these two, because I think it will help you in making your own decision. So the first platform that I support, and what I mean by support is that I have clients that I support through monthly bookkeeping, through setups, conversions, other things. And I had decided early on that I wasn't going to be supporting every accounting platform out there because it's just too much to keep up with. But the first one that I've decided to support is a system called Zoho Books, and it's Zoho, Zoho Books. So what I really like about Zoho Books is that it is very easy to use. It is very simple for just a first-time business owner that has no accounting background to go in and start using immediately. The other thing I like about it is that it's very affordable. But the biggest thing that I like about this particular platform is that Zoho isn't just the maker of Zoho Books. Zoho Corporation is actually the maker of over 40 different applications. And so the back end of my entire business runs on Zoho Apps. And I want to give you a couple examples. So I mentioned before a CRM. So I have customers that are coming in and leads that are coming in, and their CRM allows me to track all of those people. So what's really cool is if I'm talking to someone about possibly working with them, it tracks the emails coming in, it tracks the information I've sent to them, it tracks all of those details. So the nice thing about Zoho, it's all under this one umbrella. And so when I integrate my CRM of Zoho with my accounting of Zoho Books, then it will automatically send all of those new customers into my accounting software. And guess what? I don't have to set those people up anymore. I've already set them up in a different system, and then it imports directly into that. So that's the biggest benefit I've seen from Zoho, is that I really can run my entire business in one application. So I'm going to be doing some future videos on more about the specifics of Zoho, because there's a lot more to it than that. But as far as the video today, those are some of the reasons that I support Zoho Books. The other platform that I support is QuickBooks Online. And QuickBooks Online, specifically for here in the United States, it's the #1 accounting software, hands down. There's about 65% of small businesses that run on QuickBooks Online. I will tell you that I find it very easy to use. There's a really large community out there of people like myself where I'm a pro advisor, and so I've been through training with QuickBooks. I've passed an exam. I'm able to know how to use the ins and outs of the software program. And so I think that even if you don't have a bookkeeper, if you do everything by yourself, it's pretty simple to pick up on. Affordability, I would say it is affordable. It's not as affordable as Zoho Books. I find that when I was using QuickBooks Online, I was getting into what I mentioned before, where I was paying for additional integrations, and I was also paying on the other side with all of the other applications that I was paying for. So I would definitely say that your affordability is a little bit less with QuickBooks Online than it would be with Zoho Books. The other thing I would say too, with the third item about how it integrates, it absolutely does integrate. QuickBooks Online is going to integrate with, like, there's hundreds of different apps that it will integrate with. So the only thing you have to be careful of is really knowing how the integration works. And so I won't go into any more of that on the video, but just know that just because something integrates, number one, it might not be a free integration. You might have to be paying for that, especially if you have an e-commerce business. And secondly, you don't really know how the integration works. So I do a lot of cleanup projects, for example, where I am cleaning up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of duplicate transactions because we hooked up the integration and it didn't work correctly. So then they've hired me to come in and clean stuff up on the back end. So that's very common, and you want to be very careful when you set up your integrations. And so that is a wrap for today's video. Please hit subscribe if you found this information to be helpful. I'm so happy that I just love YouTube and love that we have this medium to be able to share this information. So at any time, if you guys have questions, please comment below, or you can always send us an email at success@simplifiedlife.co. That's success@simplifiedlife.co. So until next time, have fun and choose the right accounting software for you. Take care.